So as well as the Copa del Rey final, there's the little matter of the two matches at Wembley on Saturday and Sunday. Palace against Villa, then Forest take on City on Saturday and Sunday. For more on this, Nadem joins us from Spain. Stewart Robson's here as well. Robbo, I haven't even looked at this. What's going on? Palace Villa, tell me about it.
Big game, obviously, for Crystal Palace. Big game for Aston Villa as well. I think it depends on what Aston Villa do in terms of their selection. Are they going to play Watkins up front? Are they going to play Rashford up front? Who plays in the three positions in behind the main striker? That's the key for the coach, Unai Emery, what he does with those. If he picks the right side, I think they have enough to beat them. And for Crystal Palace, it's all about two players. They'll be solid defensively. They play with three at the back. Richards coming back into the side after his suspension. They play with two wing-backs, two midfield players that are quite solid. But the key player is Eze, with his creativity. If he can get on the ball and make things happen. And Mateta, if he's fully fit and he's raring to go and he's playing at his very best, here's a handful. He'll get Crystal Palace up the field. He'll hold on to the ball. He'll bring others into play. And he'll be a threat when balls are played in behind. So those are the two key players. But I still think Aston Villa, with their squad and their players they've got in the front areas, will just have too much for Crystal Palace over the 90 minutes, or maybe after extra time.
We kind of thought that, though, against City, and it didn't quite materialise that way for Villa. What went wrong in that game, and how does that affect going into this tie?
I actually don't think it affects anything going into this tie.
Right.
Because Aston Villa they've been good and bad in games, to be fair. They've played some really good stuff, including against City, but then it just didn't quite work out. But they've been playing at a level that, in my opinion, Crystal Palace haven't been since they qualified for the semi-final.
Yeah.
Going into the quarter-final, Palace were tight at the back, they were winning games.
And they're great against Fulham.
And from then, I think they've lost 13 goals in 5 games.
Yeah.
So I think if you think Palace can just turn up and all of a sudden be the team of, 5-6 weeks ago, I don't see it. I think Villa have been at it. Not always got the right result, but they've been at it for a good period of time. And I think that's going to be the difference against a Palace side that haven't been at it.
Yeah, I mean, some of the questions with Villa have been, with all the competitions and the matches they've been playing, is the squad strong enough? I think they've made some good additions in the January transfer window. They're in better form than Palace. Again, is it one of those situations that Palace kind of got themselves out of any kind of real relegation threat a while back? They know they don't have anything else to play for except for the FA Cup. Is it that singular focus where they've been in the league, they've kind of taken their foot off the gas, it's kind of started, okay, so now everything is that. But this time I think, though, that Villa are the better form and it will carry over.
Is Nadem with us as well? Nadem, how do you see this? Is he there? No Nadem. It's a bonus. Let's just take a look, shall we, at everyone's predictions then for this tie. Aston Villa go into it as favourites. Has everyone gone for Aston Villa? We'll find out in a moment. There we go. Yeah. Everyone's gone for a Villa victory and Villa to book a place in the FA Cup final. Meanwhile, on Sunday, Nottingham Forest take on Manchester City. Manchester City, of course, coming into this game off the back of that big win against Aston Villa. For Nottingham Forest, their chase very much on for a place in the Champions League next season. Interesting game, this, Robbo, isn't it? It's going to be a bit boring, I'm concerned.
I disagree with you, Dan. I don't think it'll be boring. I think Man City, they're desperate to win something this season. They're going to have most of the play, of course. I'm still interested. I think Guardiola has got to get his tactics right and his personnel, or who he picks into the side right, because in some cup games, he's gone with a lack of pace in wide areas like Grealish and like Bernardo Silva, and he's gone with the tried and trusted players with a couple of youngsters mixed in amongst it. Or he's gone with Doku, Marmoush and Savinho when he's gone with real pace. Now, if he does that, I think he can cause Nottingham Forest all sorts of problems. But the problem that he will have, Guardiola, is what Nottingham Forest do on the counter-attack. Elanga, Hudson-Odoi, Gibbs-White and Wood can cause him all sorts of problems. But there is a slight problem for Nottingham Forest. They haven't got a right back at the moment. Unless Aina is fit, he hasn't played the last 3 weeks. Williams is suspended. So there's talk that they might go to a back three, which means one of those players will have to drop out. Either Hudson-Odoi or probably Elanga will drop out, and they won't be so much of a threat to Manchester City. But I think it's going to be a good game, and both sides have got a great chance of going through.
I don't think the style of the game will surprise us particularly, will it?
No, absolutely not. City will bore us to death going forward, knock it from side to side. And then depending on where the Doku plays, as Robbo says, we'll get a bit an injection of pace. You know, I've gone for the City win, only because, again, Forest are not on a great run of form. And all the things that have got them to where they are in the league have kind of disappeared a little. We're not quite as good defensively. I don't think they're quite as sharp on their counter-attacks as well. And as Robbo said again, if they're going to have to leave out one of the speedsters in Elanga, then that's going to hurt them. So I've gone for City, but only just.
You mean beating Spurs in London didn't?
Oh, look, here it is.
I mean, they were outplayed as well. I mean, I guess that's what Forest do.
Yeah. And I think that's where you kind of you look at Forest and what's going to happen with City, and you know, can City have a decent shape defensively to not allow the occasions where they just gift Nottingham Forest this counterattack and moments, because we know they're going to have a lot of possession. We know, and what we don't know is what they're going to create from that possession. And then do they do something silly that just gives Nottingham Forest the opportunity to take the lead? And so, but I think City have kind of come out of the troubles, the real big troubles, and are starting to look a little bit more like the Nottingham Forest of the last couple of years. And I think because...
So you got City to...
I do have City, just to sneak it.
Yeah. Robbo, did you tell us who you thought you were going to win? I wasn't listening.
No, Man City are going to win, I think, by a couple of goals to one. I think they've got the better players. I think the fullbacks will be key. I know they're not the strongest players, but Núñez breaking forward down the right-hand side has been good. O'Reilly down the left-hand side has been good. So I think they're going to win the game by a couple of goals to one.
Now, there we go then. So it'll be a Manchester City 2-1.
We all got the same
Why
idea.
even play the game? Just give it to it now. That's it. For the final, of course, which takes place in mid-May. Robbo, thank you very much. Robbo will be back with us for extra time to answer some of your questions. And as always, you can see that on our YouTube. But before I show you that, let's just remind you, FA Cup Semifinals end live on ESPN Plus over the next 2 days. Saturday, Palace against Aston Villa. Our coverage starts at 11:45 Eastern on ESPN Plus. And on Sunday, it is Forest against City. Those games, of course, both at Wembley.